Hey everyone, can you guys all hear me? Okay, just wanted to make sure. Alexandra, I love your glasses. They're so cute. Since we're waiting for everybody to get on, I just have to show you this website that has the coolest glasses. That you just send them your um like your prescription, and then they put your prescription in their glasses. Tell me those are not the cutest freaking glasses ever. Bonnie, don't make that face. Aren't they so me though? They are very me. Um, and when I went through the whole process, and with the glasses, prescription, everything, they were $64. So wait, you'll see them on me soon. Right? That's not bad at all. They have so many cute ones too. This is what they look like from the front. They're so me. Just wait, I'll be an ambassador for them eventually. They don't have that program. I looked. But I don't have my glasses up here. Oh wait, I do. I do have a pair up here. But those are actual glasses, not readers, but these are readers because I can't see. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. I feel like I might be coming down with a cold. I'm really hoping I'm not. You know, when you're normally, you know your normal sneezes, like how many you do, and then all of a sudden you like sneeze all day long. You're like, shit, something's happening. I mean, Alexandra knows I sneeze every day. 3 sneezes every morning, never fails. 5 a.m. class. Today was like the 5 a.m., the 6 a.m., the 8 a.m., the 12, all day. I don't know if it's just like a tickle or what, because I don't feel bad. It's just sneezing. That detox tea that I posted in the group from Amazon is freaking the best. It's like mint berry. I think I posted it in the group. I don't know, but I drink it 1 cup every morning and every night. I posted it in my deals group if you're in my deals group, but and I got permission from Amazon not to just post my storefront in that group on the app. I could start posting specific items. So like the protein powder, the collagen, the snack, stuff like that. Oh, look what time it is. Ready to start. All right. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome. So glad to have you guys all here. Don't forget Monday, photos and weigh-in was this past Monday. So if you didn't do that, please make sure you get that done. We are going to talk about why in this meeting today. And then I got a lot of messages from people asking about sleep. How could they sleep better? What can they do to improve their sleep? That type of thing. I was going to talk about eating out and going to restaurants, but I feel like I keep pushing that because other topics come up. So after this meeting, I need for you guys to vote. Do you want self-sabotage or do you want restaurants dining out and ordering food for the next meeting? Okay. Whatever one you don't pick will be the following meeting, or we'll have a vote for the following meeting between the next level, the one that didn't get voted and the other one. And then this way I know who's actually watching the meeting. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the step challenge. For those that are in, see my nose is so itchy. Though for those that are in the step challenge, you guys are killing it. I am loving seeing all these numbers. And I trust that you guys are not just walking in place to get your steps, that you're not doing like a bicycle in bed to get those extra steps, that you're not just waving your hands to get those extra steps. Danae's like, no, never. Oh, it doesn't work. That doesn't work. It works for me. If I do this right now, I will get steps. Danae's going to test me now too. I'm at 13,235. Oh, you might be right. Wow, you're right. All right. Well, you know, I've never cheated then. Okay. I always thought you could. That's so crazy. I thought it was this motion. I didn't realize it was your hip flexor motion. It's got to be the hip flexor motion then. Oh, wait, mine just moved. Mine just went up 5 steps. Now I've moved my arms a lot more than that, but hold on. No, didn't move. I don't know. Didn't move. Okay. So anyway, step challenge started and super excited that everybody is in it and kicking butt in it and working towards winning the money. I never did post what the total was, so I will post that so you guys all know. So I private trained Nicole, who's in the group. And I was at her house on Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. And we were talking about the challenge, the focus challenge. And I was like, I cannot figure out how to get fitness in there without you having to do my workouts, right? Because you guys all have your own workouts. She had a brilliant idea. Put a workout in under the workouts just called fitness. Click it when you're doing your workout, whatever workout it is, and it will log that you did a workout. I am going to list it 3 times, fitness 1, fitness 2, fitness 3, because some people will do 2 classes. Some people will do 2 workouts. And I want to be fair for those that do that extra. I want to make sure that we are all understanding that getting your steps in is not fitness. That is NEAT. We talked about NEAT. We talked about steps. Now, if you're running and you're getting your heart rate up, that's fitness. But if you're just going to walk your dog to get your steps in, that's not fitness. If you are walking at a 3.0 or less on the treadmill, that is not fitness. I just want to clarify that. That's steps, not fitness. You cannot check that off. Okay, we're all on the same page. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to work on that this weekend so that Monday, finally, we could start. I was like, what a brilliant idea. I never even thought of that. I even went to the app people to see if we could figure out a way to do it. And they didn't come back with that either. So we're just going to work the system, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay. So I want to talk about plateaus, weight loss plateaus, and what a real plateau is. And things you may or may not be doing that reason why you're in a plateau, and want to ensure that it is a real plateau, right? And so there's a lot of different things that come to play. So the first thing is a plateau means that you have not had a body change in over 2 weeks. So your third weigh-in, let's say, which is also usually a picture day. If you don't see difference in the pictures and you don't see a difference in now when I say weight, you honestly have to do a scale that tells you your body fat or muscle mass, or your clothes are not feeling different. That is a total stagnant plateau. Because what happens is when you count macros and track macros, it's about body composition. It's about body transformation. So the scale doesn't necessarily mean that your body's not changing, that your composition, you're not transforming. And I try to tell people that, remember, muscle and fat weigh exactly the same. So if you have a scale that just says, this is what you weigh, and it doesn't move for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that means absolutely nothing. Because if you're lifting, but you're losing body fat, it's going to stay the same. Because muscle and fat weigh exactly the same. But if you take a picture, this is going to be the difference. Body fat, lean muscle. Your body's going to shrink. And I actually used Alexandra's picture last week as an example. I can use me as an example. I have been 146 pounds for like 3 months. However, I did my body fat in December because I had gained weight. So I did my body fat in December and it was almost 20%. And I just did my body fat on, what's today, Wednesday? On Friday, no, Thursday of last week before I went away for the weekend. And I was already almost under 18%. But my scale still says 146. Some days it says 147 or 148. And does that put me in a panic? Of course. I'm like, holy crap, I'm like 2 pounds away from 150, right? But then I have to remind myself, my body fat's under almost 18%. So you can't go by that. So I usually use like my jeans, like I will pull out size 4. If I have a size 4 pair of jeans that I can button and have no rolls and feel comfortable, that's my guide. Now, when I put those on and I'm like, that's when I know something's up. The scale's not moving. It's still telling me, you're awesome, Shannon. You're still at that scale. But I know my body fat will go up, right? So that's what is super important. You're not always going to have to use that tool of that scale. That's why I tell people all the time, if you have access to an in-body, to any kind of apparatus besides the handheld things, or though you can use those apples to apples, get your body fat and get your lean muscle measured, because that's the ultimate number you're going to use. The scale will mess with your head. It messes with my head. I literally gave up alcohol again because I was like, oh my God, you know, this is, the scale is going to go up. And then it's my body fat, it did go up. But you have to not let your scale get in your head, and you got to look at the pictures. You got to find that one piece of clothing that will be your guide. Everybody has that shirt that might go like this with the buttons if they're too tight, but when you get leaner, it gets closer, right? Maybe it's on your waist, maybe it's your pants, maybe it's a belt that as you start to get put a little bit of fat on, you start to feel it moving over to the next number or the next hole. But when you get leaner, you can get closer on those holes. Everyone has one accessory or piece of clothing that they can use as their guide. Am I right? Okay. So I want you guys after this meeting to put that one piece of clothing on. And I want you to mark somewhere in your phone, in your notes, how that piece of clothing feels. Super loose, super tight, super comfortable, not so comfortable. I can definitely lean out a little bit. Whatever you're feeling, I want you to write that on that, wherever you're putting it. And then I want you on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how you think it fits. Be honest with yourself. Because at the end of this challenge, we're going to do it again. And you're going to see what the difference is. We're going to use that as your measurement tool, along with your pictures. Okay, so let's talk about plateaus. Waiting a full 4 weeks is what the health department says will tell you if you're in a real plateau. I know none of us can wait 4 weeks. I get it. So I say 3 weeks. If you are 100% tracking, 100% hitting your macros, 100%, meaning 10 grams over and under, 7 for fats, you're nailing it, you're getting all your fitness in, your steps are on point, it's been 3 weeks, the scale hasn't moved, your pictures look the same, we need to reevaluate your macros. And I have no problem doing that. I do it all the time. If your fitness changes, I do it all the time. But at 2 weeks, if you message me and say, I'm at a plateau, the scale has moved in 2 weeks, I'm going to say we need to wait a week. Or I'm going to look through your tracking and I'll say in the last 7 days, I see 2 sheets of yellow. I see red, I see blue. You're not in a plateau. Or people will say to me, I think we need to lower my macros. because I feel like I'm not losing any body fat or losing any weight. And I'll say, okay, why, what do you want me to lower them to? Well, I think I should be probably around 1,400. I'm at 1,600. Okay, let's talk about it. So I go into their program, into their dashboard, and I look, and every single day for the past 7 days, they've never gone over 1,400 because they're not hitting their numbers. So why would I change what I gave you to what you're doing? It makes no sense. You're already doing it without me changing it. You asked me to do 14 and you're at 14. I'm at 1,600. So that's why you're not seeing it change. That's why the scale is not moving. That's why your clothing is not fitting. Now start eating another 200 calories and then come back to me in a week. Does that make sense? I think it's so funny when people message me and I look and they're eating what they want, what they tell me they want to be eating. And I'm like, it's not working. You've been doing it for a month. Now try my turn. Try what I want you to do. And I can guarantee you the numbers I give you will work. I can't guarantee it, but I can guarantee it. If I lived with you, it would work. Okay. So we have to make sure that we are a couple of things about ensuring that you're at a real plateau. First one is measuring your weight loss correctly, which we talked about, right? Second thing is taking body composition change into account, which we talked about. That piece of clothing we talked about. Actually following your nutrition program, right? And then consider if there are any changes that happen in your life. And that's why we're going to talk about sleep. Stress, sleep, all will hinder your scale from moving, but it would not hinder your body changing. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay. Moving on. So the things that are going to change your scale numbers are sleep quality, meal timing, stress, hydration, workouts, recovery. If you got on the scale before you worked out and you got on the scale after you worked out, is your body going to be different on that scale? 100%. Same thing if you weigh in every day at 5 a.m. and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, I forgot to weigh in, and you weigh in at 11 a.m. Don't do that to yourself. That is mental torture, and that is one way of self-sabotage. So don't do that to yourself. A way that can help you, and if you're in that position where you need to do this, then I am going to say, okay, is if you weigh yourself every day for 7 days, take the average from the beginning and the end, and that could be your weight loss instead of from the beginning and the end. Because a lot of times our weight will fluctuate, right? And depending on what's going on in your lives, stress, sleep, whatever it is, if you took that average, you might have lost 3 pounds throughout that 7 days, but because you did in the beginning of the week, and then all of a sudden you did the end of the week, and now you're getting your period, or you partied the night before and didn't sleep, although you didn't eat badly, that number might not go down. So you take the average. You can totally do that. There are coaches that I have a forum with that's how they do their numbers, strictly averages. Totally up to you if you want to do it that way. And the best way to do it is comparing week 1 to week 2. So, you know, so week 1, these are your 7 numbers. Week 2, these are your 7 numbers. How do they look in comparison? Week 2 should be lower than week 1, right? All of the numbers every day. So then that's how you can get your change in your average weight loss. So if anybody wants to do that, I will tell you how you can do it. If I get more than 2 or 3 people, I'm just going to do a video on it. Okay. We talked about considering your body composition change. So I don't need to beat a dead horse. You all know muscle and fat don't weigh the same. We hear it all the time. Muscle weighs more than fat. Fat weighs more than muscle. It's impossible. Pound is a pound. Done. Issue is dead. Okay. We talked about, are you actually following your program? Think about it. If you're not, you shouldn't be messaging me that you're in a plateau. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to look. Think about if you've had any major changes. Did you just get off of a plane? Did you just take a vacation and maybe you went to your maintenance numbers? Maybe I changed you to maintenance so you can enjoy your vacation. Did you adjust your workout routine? Do you have an injury? All those things will come into play. That's not a plateau. So you really need to put those all in perspective. And then the thing I want to talk about most is, should I exercise more to lose more weight? To break this plateau? No, don't do it. That is also a form of self-sabotage. Over-exercising is not going to help you lose weight. How many of you have seen people in the gym every single day for how many years and their body has not changed? I've been with Orange Theory 10 years. I can find someone that's been there for 10 years that their body looks exactly the same from the day they started, or worse, because they didn't change what they're eating. So you can't out-exercise a bad diet. You can't break a plateau by bumping up your fitness, because all you're doing is screwing up your numbers. I've already calculated it for where you need to be. You can't say, oh shit, I ate really bad today, so I'm going to do an extra 5 miles tomorrow on the treadmill. It doesn't work like that. Hold on, there's a comment. I just want to make sure I read it. I'll post that. She wants to know the classes website. Okay. So ending the conversation on plateaus. Probably nobody in this program is on a true plateau. So look at your numbers, look at what you're supposed to be doing. If the scale hasn't moved in over 2 weeks, that is a user issue, not a numbers issue. Okay. And we can talk about it, not a big deal. Okay. So my second topic is just tips for better sleep. Because a lot of the check-ins on Sunday, what was your challenge is getting enough sleep or getting a good sleep. On a side note, Stacy, did you order that Amberen? Order it. I'm telling you, I've been keeping track every day of how I've been feeling, my mood, my crankiness, all that stuff, my sleep. And now that I'm done with 48 days, I notice a difference. And it's all natural. 100%. Talk. I can't hear you. You can type it in the comments though, and I'll see it. But I just remembered about it. Okay. So you could do sleep aids. You could do whatever works for you. If it works for you, that's awesome. I can't do sleep aids because I have to be up at 3:30 in the morning. I would never wake up for the class that I would have to coach. So I can't do sleep aids. I used to do sleepy time tea. Actually, I still do sleepy time tea. But I'm also 50 and I feel like I have mood swings. I get cranky, irritable. So I started taking this over-the-counter stuff. So anyway, 15 tips for better sleep. First one is stop scrolling on your phone in bed. Raise your hand if you scroll at night. You think it's going to make you tired, right? I do it. I go upstairs, I might get in bed, put my sleep sounds on, everything, my whole routine's done. I'm like, oh, let me just scroll for 5 minutes. Don't do it. They say the TV, computer, and phone screens emit that blue light, which directly inhibits your melatonin production. This makes it tough for your body to know when it's time to sleep. Turn off your devices at least 30 minutes before bedtime. So I say to myself, well, these are blue light glasses. Why can't I use them, right? But you shouldn't. You should just totally make that in your routine. Eat some complex carbs at night. That will help you with your hunger, your satiation, your blood sugar stabilization. Those are super important. It'll help you with relaxation. Skip the alcohol. Everybody always says, oh, I'm going to have a glass of wine. It'll help me sleep. Who says that? Have you heard anybody ever say that? It's not true. Um, so caffeine, alcohol, and sugar do the opposite of helping you wind down for a solid night's sleep. Have your last cup of coffee as far away from bedtime as possible and limit alcohol before bed so you can successfully get into a deep sleep cycle. I used to be that person that could have coffee at 10 o'clock and close my eyes at 10:05 and solid sleep. It used to drive my crazy. I would order a double espresso at dinner before we would go home. And we get home and be like, all right, I'm going to bed. He's like, you just had a double espresso. Yeah, but I can do it. I can close my eyes like I never say baby because babies don't sleep, like a dog, and be out. Cannot do that anymore. I can't even have a coffee from Starbucks when I teach a 4 o'clock class to stay awake till the 8 o'clock, because by the time I get home, I'm still wired. So that's over and done with. And I don't know if that's just because I turned 50 or whatever. Someone just asked me what complex carbs were. So I'm just going to run down a quick list of those that you should have before you go to bed at night. Maybe beans, lentils, oats, some fruit, brown rice, chickpeas, nuts, pasta, whole wheat bread, corn, apples, barley, broccoli, carrots, cereal. Any of those are all complex carbs. Okay. Create a bedtime routine. Raise your hand if before you started this program, you did not have a bedtime routine. Raise your hand if you now have a bedtime routine. Beautiful. So bedtime routines is just like when your kids are little, you know, the doctor always says, get them in a routine. Change their diaper, feed them whatever, give them their last bottle. Every night, do the same thing. Get them in that routine and they'll go down better. It's the same thing with us as adults. If we have a nighttime routine, it puts us in the same rhythm every single night. Maybe you could take a warm bath, take a shower, read a book, drink some tea, cheers, listening to soothing music, or dimming the lights to start signaling that it's bedtime. So about 9 o'clock or about 8:45, we tell Alexa to dim the lights to 20% because our kitchen's right in our living room. And then at 9 o'clock, I get up, kiss my goodnight, put my stuff away, make sure all my food's ready for the morning, make sure there's water in the coffee pot, go upstairs, do my whole night routine, and get in bed. Put my music on, I put listen to ocean sounds, put the fan on high, and I go to bed. That is my routine every single night. And my body craves that. My body craves, oh, I didn't know that. Damn, I just read your message, Stacey. My body craves the dimming the lights and all that other stuff. So that definitely works. Maybe stretching and rolling before bed. Maybe it's aches and pains that are keeping you from going to sleep. Maybe it's growing pains. Maybe it's not having enough potassium, magnesium. Maybe you have restless leg. Any of those things. So aches, pain, stiffness can make sleep uncomfortable, and that's why you wake up in the middle of the night. Stretch or roll your muscles to help reduce the aches and pains and improve your athletic and your sleep performance. Keep your bedroom cool. So they say that a warm bedroom is not conducive to a good night of sleep. Does anybody remember growing up? Like, I remember this, and my sister remember this. It could be 95 degrees out. We didn't have an air conditioning unit in every room. My parents had one in their bedroom. Me and my sister shared a room. We didn't have a wall unit. Do you remember, Stacey? And it would be so hot. And we would like be taking off our clothes and taking off the sheets and dying. And we would not sleep until we knocked on my parents' door and said, can we sleep on the floor? We'll bring our pillows. Do you remember that, Bonnie? We'll bring our pillows and our blankets in and we'll have a slumber party on the floor. My parents like, okay, but don't get on the bed. You could sleep on the floor. And now I can visualize them being like 40 or 50 years old when we did this, or 30 something even. And no wonder they didn't want us in their room. Right? But you don't realize that. Now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, they were like 35 or 36. Why the hell would they want 3 kids on the floor of their bedroom? And no wonder why they had air conditioning. They were doing activities. We were sleeping. And I don't know what made me think of that, but when I was putting this together, I was like, that totally makes sense. So yeah, we had the worst sleep until we can beg our parents to sleep in the air conditioning. In South Florida, most homes are central AC. But up north, there's still not all central AC, right? They are? No, they're not. You have central AC, Stacey? Bonnie does not. Okay.
I
Sorry.
used to, but I don't now. Yeah.
They have wall units, right? And they're not, you none?
Oh no, they're good. No, oh no, I have units in every room. Just
But
about. Yeah.
at one time, AC was super, super, super expensive, and you can only have them in certain rooms. I know you guys all remember this. It's not like that anymore. And I know a couple of you that are on this, Drew for sure has no clue I'm talking about. She's like 15 or something. She's like, what? People don't have AC in their homes? Anyway, so you need to make sure you're in a cool room, you're comfortable. I have a cool pillow, a cooling pillow that always stays cool. It's the most amazing pillow ever. I take it everywhere I go. I wish I took it with me to Italy and to Europe, but I didn't. But most amazing pillow. You guys all do this. Exercise regularly. That will help you sleep. Now, some people cannot sleep at night. Yes, I will give you the link to the pillow. I have links for everything, just so y'all know. I have links for everything. And if you're not in my deals group on Facebook, you need to get in it because I have links for everything. A lot of people can't work out after a certain time at night. It keeps their head going. It's just impossible. And then there's some people that helps them go to sleep. I'm the person that I can work out and go right to sleep. It makes me sleep better. But some people, get your hormones going and your head moving, and it's just not possible. So you decide what works for you. Oh, Drew, I didn't know you're 19. Just kidding. She's like, I'm 19, but you still don't know what it means to not have AC. Okay. Next thing is use white noise. I use white noise everywhere I go. At home, I use my Alexa. When I travel, I use my Spotify on my phone. They make white noise machines. Have a link for that too. But something that keeps going, like we used to have fans, metal fans. We don't have those anymore. Some people do. We don't have them anymore. You have your ceiling fan and whatever. So any kind of noise that is consistent will help you sleep. One time I put my Alexa on for ocean sounds, and did I tell you guys a story already? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear whoop, whoop, whoop. It was pelicans at the beach. I was like, what the hell? It was ocean sounds, but it was pelicans. It went through the cycle of the different songs. It scared the crap out of me. So yeah, I was up basically for an hour and a half after that trying to count sheep to go to sleep. Has anybody counted sheep ever? No? Oh my God. I've literally, for real, in my entire life, counted sheep probably at least 50 times. Forward and back. Like up to 100 and back down. And then I'll fall asleep and I'm like, what? Then I wake up again. What number was I at? It works, but then you wake up. All right. Keep your room dark. If you need to have a nightlight on, there are blue light nightlights. So it still keeps you in that REM sleep if you have to go to the bathroom and you need a light on. This is kind of hard and I cannot do this. Keep your phone out of your bedroom. You do that, Stacey? Wow. I always think, and this is probably just me making excuses, what if my kids text me or call me and they need me in the middle of the night? At one point in time, they did. I'm at a party, I can't get home. Can you come get me? Can you call me an Uber? Blah, blah, blah. I remember one time Mike's daughter, Alexa, was leaving the house. She got a teeny little fender bender, but literally in our cul-de-sac. But if I didn't have the phone in my room, we would have no idea. So for me, I use it as an excuse, but I also feel like I need it, God forbid. And now that my parents are older, I feel like I need it for them too. So I bring my phone in with me. And you use it as a nightlight and an alarm clock and all that stuff too. So I don't know how you can leave it away from you, but balance your hydration. If you I have no problem waking up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom 10 times because I can go right back to sleep lately. Before I started taking Amberen, I could never do that. I would go to the bathroom, go back to bed, and be like, oh my God, I got to get up in an hour. What am I going to do? It sucked. But now I can get up at 3:15, go to the bathroom and go back to bed and have to be up at 3:30 and have no problem. It's weird. I mean, I get up at 3:30 every morning. So when you guys get up to pee at 3:30, just think about me getting up to go to work. Okay, too much or too little water and food before bed can and will disrupt your sleep. You'll either need to get up to use the bathroom or wake up thirsty or hungry. Work to get the balance just right based on your body and bedtime. A good starting place is to have your last meal and drink at least an hour before bedtime. I don't do that. I eat my yasso bar at 9 o'clock and I go to bed at 9:15. I drink my water right up until I go to bed. But I make sure I go to the bathroom right before I go to bed. It's part of my nightly routine. Okay, so those are my tips for a better sleep. We talked about plateau. We talked about the step challenge, and we talked about the focus challenge, how Nicole helped me figure out a getting around the system. So I'm going to work on that this weekend. And any links, I'll just put them in the Amazon group for the pillow and the other stuff that you guys are asking me for. If you're not in my Facebook group, the link is in that group too. So make sure you get in that group. I post like 50 deals a day. Anything you would normally buy on Amazon. It could be tissues, toilet paper, and there's exclusive codes and coupons that I get as an Amazon affiliate and influencer. So it's pretty damn good deals. I buy stuff all the time. All right, so I think that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I have a minute and 58 seconds before I get cut off, and that makes me very sad when I get cut off, so I don't want to get cut off. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to be doing a fitness fun walk on Flagler on a Sunday. I'll let you guys know when it is. Sorry. I'll let you all know when it is. I know some of you don't live here, but we can do it on Zoom. I've done it before. We could do it on FaceTime. I've done it before. If you guys want to be part of it. Also, this Sunday, I'm covering a spin class at Retro Fitness. If anybody would like to join in, let me know, message me, and I'll get you in there. All right. I am out. Have an amazing Wednesday. Remember, always be badass, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Don't forget, you got to vote. Next meeting, sabotage. What was it? Self-sabotage or restaurants and ordering out. Bye, everyone.